This episode of Mighty Car Mods is proudly brought to you by us and our Mighty Car Mods loot crates.
That's right, this is Cheryl's original box and Cheryl's big box, which is jumbo size. It comes with a hat and a t-shirt. You just pick the size.
You have got loads and loads of Mighty Car Mods merch in there, plus some mystery items. We'll ship it to you anywhere in the world. They're massively discounted and available right now. We hope you enjoy this episode. I recently bought a 1982 Toyota Hilux off Facebook Marketplace, completely sight unseen. We did a whole bunch of work to get this thing back on the road, and I gotta say, I love it even more than I thought I should. But now I want to do more with it, so I've invited down a mate, a very special guest, who has a couple of ideas of what we should do to it next. And Martin's here too. What the f is that? Subaru shit on my Toyota video. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods. I'm very excited because our good mate Al is here. How are you, mate?
Very well.
And he's brought gifts, which is very, very exciting. Martin's also here, and he's pretty excited. You may have seen recently we did a big series on this car. It's a 1982 Toyota Hilux long tray. It's only done, how many Ks has it done, Martin?
104,499.9 Ks.
Only 104,000 Ks.
499.9.
The car fought a lot, but now it's about to give up. Do you know why? Because Alan has a turbocharger, and do you know what that means? We're putting it in here. So in this very informative video, Alan is about to demonstrate where the turbocharger goes.
It goes in there, but not with that in there as well. Because this, some other things, all that, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you don't want to turbocharge this carby engine?
No.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because it won't be any good. Because carby, because that. Not at all, sorry.
Okay,
Let me be clear.
Why is that? Can you run us through some of the technicalities of why that doesn't tickle your Yoda?
First of all, it's a non-cross-flow engine, which makes it very difficult to fit a turbo because this silly thing's on top of where your turbo's meant to go. It's got a carby, which is a terrible idea in general, but especially with a turbocharger. It's got points, which, I don't know, doesn't really work with anything except for changing points all the time. And this engine is really bad.
The first step is normally jack up your car. Today, we're doing something different. The first step will be put this engine in the bin, but we're going to remove the chassis, aren't we? We're going to lift it up, and we're actually going to do an engine conversion and turbo conversion on the floor.
And gearbox.
I'm excited. The Toyota 18R engine is quite literally from another period in history. The first one came out in 1968. This thing is a museum piece. And while you can try and make it last as long as my old pair of sneakers, it doesn't mean you should. These engines are known for their oil leaks, marking their territory on driveways across the country. And the head gasket only really becomes a problem if you insist on keeping any coolant at all in your radiator. The fuel economy is rubbish, and the carby will likely require constant attention from a clever man named Isaac, someone who'd probably rather be building guitars or driving chimneys. But if you want a low-powered, naturally aspirated power plant from yesteryear, this might be the engine for you. You see, I'm embarking on a turbocharged Toyota mini truck sleeper, powered with a modern engine and maybe even some corn juice. And it may come as no surprise to you that Marty recently told me exactly what I needed for this build.
You need a turbo and some ethanol.
Dude, it's not about turbos and ethanol.
Yes, it is. Always.
The whole build was about purity.
You need turbo.
It was about
ethanol.
NA.
Doesn't matter. You need a turbo.
Hey, Martin, This is my build.
It doesn't matter.
You keep your filthy turbos to yourself.
The world wants a turbo.
Hey, Martin.
Your car needs a turbo.
We don't need new shoes.
Do the Hilux
we
the
don't
justice
need turbos.
it deserves.
Hey,
Shoes, turbo, ethanol, done.
Martin, just play your banjo. As is often the case, Marty was right. So I'm going to keep the panels and paint job exactly as they are, but replace the engine with something modern, turbo, and run ethanol. Now this conversion is going to be a big job with a lot of associated supporting mods. Luckily, during my recent restoration of this car, a lot of those tasks have already been done, but there is still so much to do. So I'm going to be calling in a classic bunch of Mighty Car Mods All-Stars, a whole bunch of familiar faces and mates that have appeared on the show over the years, plus some new faces too. Now, I am very excited because we are about to do something that we've never done on Mighty Car Mods before. It's a first. We are going to remove the cab and remove the tray. And the reason that we're doing...
It's a tub.
It's a tray. Tray and a tub.
No, it's a tub. Very different. This is a tub. Trays are like the metal ones that all the tradies have. That's why they call them tradies. Tradie.
Tray is short for tradie?
Yeah. And then you have a tub. Probably reasonably regularly. So most of the cars we've toyed with over the years are monocoques. Like, so that all the frame, like, it's all structural. You've got chassis rails that are all welded. Everything's joined together and stuck together. This is like a sandwich, dude. This is like the bread, and then the ham is the bit underneath, and then the wheels is like the pastrami.
Alan, what cars have you done this on before?
Patrols, big Chevy truck things. Even all the new utes are all usually body on frame.
Like Ranger, D-Maxi, Navara type things?
Yeah, Prados, Land Cruisers, all that stuff still built that way.
This side needs a little extender thing.
Yep, that side's going to need an extender as well.
Yeah, cool. How good?
That's awesome.
That's mad.
With the tub removed and safely on the hoist arms, we can roll out the Hilux so that we can get to work on removing the cab so we can access the chassis. That's so cool. So, oh man,
It's little. It kind of looks little, doesn't it?
It looks so short and so weird now.
But how good for like doing, putting a proper pump and like you can just work on it here. It's amazing.
And so we're basically going to be attempting to do the same thing, but then also removing this. So it gives us a couple of opportunities. Number one, it means that all the engine work and stuff can happen off a hoist because it'll just be rolling like this. But it also means that we can just clean up some of this stuff. So we can throw some of that CRC rust converter on there, get all that cleaned up.
Let's blast it, man. Like we can take this outside and just like pressure wash this all off.
Give it a proper blast, then paint it, make it look great. I'm so excited. I mean, it's cool, man.
Exhaust holes all through it as well.
Exhaust is going to go...
In the bin.
Take the front guards and the grille and everything off because we can only lift it from basically each end of the doors. So the front of it will kind of be free floating. So we'll tie it down at the back so it can't, tip over or anything.
Yep.
And then once all that's done, we'll lift it off and it'll just be a rolling chassis with bits of old engine and stuff in there.
That's so cool. And your favourite mate, the Cubby.
Yeah, they're awesome on two-stroke motorbikes.
What is your excitement level right now out of 10 at the start of the day?
Incredible. Immeasurable.
8 now that I can see all this and we can like actually just fix it. You have to do these ones like up under the car. You can just go, brr, bzz, psh, zzz, psh, psh, like, you know what I mean? That's pretty much what our entire day is going to sound like.
Amazing. And then Ian, as a show of fingers, how excited are you approximately out of 10 right now?
Doesn't get higher than that.
Which way are we going? No, forwards.
That's the other way.
Forwards, the other way.
Have you seen that log rolling thing that the wood choppers do?
Yeah, go. Yes, Martin, we're at two human engine power.
Technically 2-stroke.
Dude, this is great.
Yeah, this is all you.
Martin, we invented the car. Didn't we?
We invented the engine, technically.
Yes. Reverse. Because first, Martin, we invented the iPod. Your feet aren't on it. You're not
brakes.
walking.
Watch this. Brakes. Genius. You'll go, I'm stop.
No, but I want you to go as well.
It doesn't work.
No, try it, Martin.
It doesn't work.
Martin, be bold. Look at this.
I did it before.
I
got flicked off.
No, I can't do it by myself.
You can.
Martin.
You're doing it by yourself. Like I can brake. See?
Okay, now you try. Yeah, this is good. I got nothing better to do. What about you, Martin? Okay, so we've updated our design for more performance.
Yep, definitely no broken ankles.
And now look at us go.
How do you stop?
You can't stop.
Oh, you stop like that.
And now, back, Martin. And unlike most cars, this is even faster in reverse because now we're just walking forward, Martin.
Technically, is this like a locked diff or an LSD? Like, what is this?
It's just a couple of dickheads wasting the internet.
Two-wheel drive.
Martin, is what I'd call it.
2-dick drive.
All right, it's time to remove the cab. And a quick note about this build. We've done so many massive long-term projects lately like the R32 GTR, Gemini, Brumby and the 240Z. And some of these episodes have literally taken years to film, edit and release. So for this series, we're going to try something a little bit different. Whatever we manage to do each day on the Hilux will become a single episode that you get to watch. What goes right and what goes wrong. One day will condense down into one episode, like a snapshot of real time. And speaking of real time, a very important delivery has just arrived, my new engine. Hey Jimmy, how you doing?
G'day, how are you?
Good to see you.
Hey Al.
This is the actual Turbo Yoda here.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Man,
You know who that is, right?
I 100% know who that is.
Yeah, okay. Awesome.
I 100%.
Man, thank you so much for coming down. So Jimmy works at GEM, which is Just Engine Management down in Ingleburn. By random chance, I was in Ingleburn, dropped in to say good day. You guys had this engine available. I rang Al. He said it would fit. Can you tell us a little bit about what is going on here?
It's a 2TR. So this engine was for a customer 8 years ago, roughly, and changed direction pretty much. So pretty standard form. We just dressed up with a new rocker cover and ARP head studs. Welded the return for the turbo. It's got a turbo manifold and everything made up, and it just sort of sat for a long time. So yeah, I think it'll suit perfect.
So here it is. Al, is this?
Yep, I'm on board. I think this is the right engine.
So it's got a brand new drive-by-wire. Had all the new the VBTI stuff inside is all new. Yeah, like I said, manifold's new.
And look at it. It's beautiful.
Red,
Looks amazing. Injectors?
1000cc injectors, and it's got the adapters and everything on it. Other than that, it's pretty stock form. Before we brought it, we've cut the filter open, because it is a wrecker engine.
Yeah.
We just dressed up. Cut the filter open, there was nothing in there. I think it'll be a great thing.
Dude, thank you so much, by
No
the way.
worries at
And
all.
thank you so much for coming down as
No,
well. I was
it was
just
a
so
pleasure.
stoked when I found out that this was available. And then I believe we're coming back to your shop to tune it once it's in there.
Correct. Adam's a gun. All things tuning, definitely a gun, but we've always loved the 2TR and the 3RZ. My ute, same ute, ran 9.0.
It's basically the same block, as I understand
Similar
it.
block.
It's big. It's the newer, younger brother,
Correct.
right? So it's
Similar
got-
block. I know there's different thicknesses and sections, and the rods are a little bit thinner, but for what the power you're chasing, you'll have absolutely zero problems.
Awesome. And so basically we'll just be pairing this up with a Haltech
Yeah.
and then down onto your dyno, whiz up some good power.
That's it.
Maybe run a couple of different modes in it, like a valet mode or something as well.
100%.
I found a gearbox from a Wreckers in Fairfield. That was $1,000. And we think that gearbox is going to pair nicely with that diff, but we changed the centre. Is that the
I believe so. Like my car, it's 60 foot 1.3, so it's pretty violent on leaf springs and the standard diff.
Yeah.
So I reckon with this gearbox and those diff ratios, it won't drop too much between shifts, and it'll stay in boost, and I think it'll be perfect.
Yeah, awesome. Cool, man. I'm so excited. Let's unload it.
Done deal.
Let's get it out. I'm not sure what led to the original customer of this engine not being able to follow through with their project, but all these years later, I'm so glad that this engine from GEM will finally have the chance to roar into life in the engine bay of my old Hilux. The Toyota 2TR is a modern 2.7 litre inline 4-cylinder petrol engine with EFI and drive-by-wire. It's been a workhorse since 2004 and has been used in cars such as the modern Hilux, the Hiace and the Tacoma, and is used up to present day in some markets. While traditionally built for reliability over performance, this makes them hard to kill, and there is loads of untapped potential, particularly with a turbocharger. Now this is all very exciting, but I've still got a vintage 18R that I've got to get rid of. We've been wondering since I started this series, because I bought this for $9,000, a bunch of people reckon that I got a steal, a bunch of people reckon I paid too much. You're one of the best people in the country.
I
with
think
this
you
stuff.
got
What
a
do you reckon?
steal. Can I say, when I bought mine, a single cab, no tub, I paid $3.5 for a tub,
Oh, just for the tub?
just for the tub. Put it that way, you've got a steal.
Okay, nice.
And also, I think the paint job's worth $9,000 any day of the week.
The paint looks great, doesn't
love
it?
it.
And he even included the rattle cans, so that we still have them, so we can touch it up and stuff, which is
love
pretty
it.
good.
It's really cool.
I've just found out some exciting news that apparently my particular Hilux is the fancy one, top of the line. It came with a radio as standard and carpet. It also included door trims and a sporty steering wheel. And of course came with a 2-litre engine instead of a 1.6. And while I know there's going to be some classic carby fans out there screaming about purity, I think putting a modern Hilux engine into an old Hilux is a really neat choice. And being Toyota, it should simplify the conversion. Of course, everyone's got their opinion, and to be honest, the only person I was really thinking about was the original owner that I bought this car from. I really hoped that he wouldn't mind what I was doing, so I decided to message him regular updates about the conversion. and then he sent me a message saying that he was so glad that I liked the car so much and gave me his blessing to modify it however I see fit. What a legend. So as an example of the kind of technology upgrade that we're doing, I'm just getting rid of the factory accelerator mechanism, which basically looks like that. We're going to be replacing it with a mechanism that is from a Gen 4 Liberty. There's a couple of reasons why this makes a really good change. Number one, this here goes directly into the Haltech for drive-by-wire, and also the back of this metal, which means, I guess, Al, it's easy to adapt. Is that why? Is that why everyone, like, I know people use Subaru accelerators because of the drive-by-wire and Haltech aspect, but what about the rest of it?
Yeah, I just like these because they are made of metal, so you can easily change the bracketry. You get, most of them are plastic, all plastic, and you can't do anything with it. So say this thing is slightly in the wrong place, but you can bolt that up to a nice flat firewall, easy as. You can then just give this little tweak and put it in the right place.
Yep.
And these are also adjustable, which sometimes can help because some ECUs you can't, it's got to be within a certain range, so you can just crack those screws and just move it, and you're within your 0.5 to 4.5 volt range or whatever. So yeah, I use them all the time.
It's interesting that these Subaru pedals end up making their way into all sorts of cars, don't they? Like ways that you would, like cars that you'd never expect. Like I know Marty's run these in heaps of his cars, but is this your standard go-to when you're doing conversions?
It is,
as well?
yeah. My 300ZX has got one in it, and I just put one in a Valiant, which is like an old Chrysler from the 70s if you're not from Australia. With a 6.1 Hemi in it, so it's a pretty handy thing.
We are getting very close to removing this cab, something that I've never done, so I am pretty excited. There's just 2 bolts up the front of the car and then 4 more inside, and once they're removed, that is it. As long as we've undone everything else, the cab should lift straight off the chassis. So there's just 6 bolts holding this cab on the chassis. We've undone all of them. There is one more to go. Yep, that's on, Al. And they are in pretty rough condition. They look like that. Looks like they've been basically living in water. They're pretty festy. But with all of those out, accelerators out, gear shifters out, is there anything else, Al, that is actually holding the car on?
Not now.
Great.
Yeah, just drop it down and lift it up.
Let's remove it.
Look at that, everybody. That is so cool.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's what your Hilux looks like. I've never seen a car like that, like in this space before. Obviously at museums and stuff you see that, but I've never seen one like in our place like that.
And this was cars. This is how they kind of all were for forever. And then monocoque came around and you couldn't do this.
Yeah.
Now you can again, at least here.
What's crazy about this, you could put a seat there, connect it up,
Yeah.
and just drive it.
You could.
So this here is our chassis, and before the motor vehicle, we had horses. And before that, people used to use their feet to walk around. But when people got sick of walking around, they wanted to carry around more stuff. Then we got carriages. They were basically made with a ladder frame, wood like this, tuk, 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 tuk. And this here is really not that much different to that. So first of all, when they started making these for cars, they would use C-channel. Then the 40s and the 50s, as cars started making more power, they made boxed tube like this. And this is now a boxed perimeter frame chassis, meaning this is boxed, so instead of C, it's a complete box like that because people like it needs to be safer, it needs to be stronger, and perimeter because it goes around the outside, as you can see. But if you have a close look at it, it still pretty much looks like it could be a horse-drawn carriage in terms of its technology. Obviously, leaf springs back there because it's made for being able to tow stuff. Lots of different mounting points here because you might have got like a space cab or different options. So this is kind of a fairly cheap and efficient way of making a car really strong, and it really doesn't look that much different to the way that you would buy a dual cab, a truck or a ute these days.
A truck doesn't have an enclosed chassis because it's stiff and when you put 600 horsepower and 1 billion newton meters and tow a giant trailer, the thing twists around and then it cracks and breaks. So they still use like C-section chassis, and they're all riveted together because of that, because they need to be able to flex 1 million times and stay together.
Now that we've got this out, we're going to remove a few things from it that we don't need. We're going to take the engine out of it and throw that
in the bin.
And then we're going to take this outside, blast it and clean it, and then get started on putting our new engine in there. It's starting to feel like our projects often escalate, and this one is no exception. We will need a new drive shaft, but we're going to reuse this bearing, which I only just replaced. Once the new engine and box is in, then I can take the measurement to the diff to get a new shaft made. Al's putting some markings on the chassis of where important components lay, and now I'm taking a reciprosaw to get rid of this old, festy, hole-filled exhaust. And now it's time for this old engine to get out of my mad truck. That's it. Straight to the bin. See you later, mate. We've actually already got somebody lined up who's doing an old Hilux project who's keen on this entire setup. So I'm really glad that it's going to be able to live on, because many of the components inside this engine are brand new, such as the extreme clutch and the carby. With the engine now clear, it's time to give the chassis a mini makeover, including degreaser, a pressure wash, wire brush, then some rust converter and a couple of layers of paint. Meanwhile, our turbo manifold that came with the engine needs some modifications to close off the outlet for the external wastegate and convert the turbo mounting side for a different stud pattern. So it's been a massive day working on the Hilux. Obviously, the tub has come off and also the cab. It was so epic to see the chassis just roll out from underneath it. So we got rid of the whole drivetrain from that, got rid of the engine, got rid of the gearbox, and then we took this outside and basically gave it a pressure wash. Then we used our CRC rust converter on it and then gave it a very quick lick of black paint. Look, it's not going to be winning any awards for its painting, but instead of looking brown and like dirt and rust, it now looks black, which is kind of cool. Our gearbox arrived, which I ordered a little while ago from the wreckers, and here is the old engine. All of the other scrap, including the radiator, got picked up, and I managed to sell it for $5. Yes, that is what we got. The only thing holding us up with this is that this here is a sump from a four-wheel drive, which means for, there's packaging concerns with actually fitting it in there. I don't think that's going to work. So we've ordered another sump. Needs to be a two-wheel drive version. Our clutch has arrived from Extreme Clutch, so that'll be ready to make those things up. Hopefully that's happening tomorrow. We're also going to be talking about turbochargers. We'll run you through that. And meanwhile, Al over here has been modifying the manifold, because the engine actually came with this one that was built by someone a few years ago, but wasn't exactly right for our purposes. What's going on over here, Al?
Well, it was built for a T3 flange and also external wastegate. So what I've done is obviously blocked off the wastegate outlet, because we've got a nice internal gate set up on the turbo we're using, and we are just changing the stud pattern. So I've actually welded up the holes, and of course they're half a hole out, so you can't just drill new ones and have 4 holes. You've got to weld them up and re-tap them. So I'm about to run a drill through there, and then we're going to run a tap through it, and then the turbo will be able to bolt on.
Amazing. So good to have you here, Al. Thank you very much. Absolute legend.
Welcome.
Martin, how are you going, mate?
All right, so Sumps on the way. The guys at the wreckers had to pull a whole another Hilux apart to get to it because they don't just kind of leave sumps sitting there. But there was another car there that was two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and so that sump's coming off, and hopefully that should fit with our old chassis. I've also ordered all our Haltech stuff, which we should see tomorrow, which is exciting. So Haltech R3, wideband, pressure sensors, all the basic stuff to make sure we keep the engine alive for a long time, and also some fuel system stuff. So we need some fittings, we need some lines, and we're going to be able to reuse the existing fuel tank, which is awesome. So I don't have to redesign any of that. Put in a drop-in system that basically uses a high-pressure pump, converts it from its old carby stuff. But having the chassis out there on the floor is going to be so easy for doing a fuel system, probably the easiest it's ever been.
Awesome. So yes, that is where we're at. Like I said earlier on, this is one day in the life of. So what we do in one day will be what we do for each episode. So tomorrow we will be back at it again. Then obviously we've got a little bit of edit time, but you will have another Bing Bong on your inbox very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, if you do want to support the show, check out the Mighty Car Mods website, mightycarmods.com. We've got all sorts of stuff there. Massive thank you to Al for coming down. I'll stick all of his details and stuff down below. And I'll see you next time for more Turbo Hilux action. We haven't even spoken about what turbocharger we're going to use yet. So maybe we'll run through that next episode. All right, see you then. Bye.